This is math lesson 15-6. You will need this worksheet to work along with us. It's not very hard, so we will do this one first, and then we will watch a brain pop to go along with it.
These are solid figures. Let's say the name of the two solid figures. Cube, rectangular prism. How can you describe the solid figures? They both have flat parts and corners. The flat parts of the cube look like squares. The flat parts of the rectangular prism look like rectangles and squares. What are some objects that have the same shape as cubes and rectangular prisms? Some objects are boxes, cartons, drawers, and file cabinets. Can you tell me the name of this solid figure?
Okay, so it's tempting to say that that is a ball, or even that it's a circle. And it's kind of hard to tell when you're looking at the computer screen. But it's not just a circle. A circle is a flat figure or a flat shape, a plane shape that we've learned that's on paper or on our screen or on the board. This is something that you can hold in your hand or use to play games with. It's a ball, but the math word for this is sphere.
It is a sphere. How is the sphere different from the cube? The sphere does not have any flat parts and no corners. What are some objects that have the same shape as the sphere?
Think about anything you might use in gym class: a basketball, a baseball, a soccer ball. Any of those things, types of balls, are spheres. Sometimes or a tennis ball. Sometimes you might have grapes. They could be in the shape of a sphere. Think about some other things around you.
A baseball and an orange have the same shape as the sphere. What is the name of this solid figure?
Think about things that you get at the grocery store or you might have in your cabinets. Sometimes I give people a clue and say that this is a can shape, like a can of soda or a can of soup. If you look at it, it's got a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom, and then the sides are connected. The math word for this solid figure is cylinder.
It is a cylinder. How can you describe a cylinder? It has flat parts and curves. What other objects are this shape? A can of soup and a pencil have the shape of a cylinder. Can you name this solid figure?
Okay, this one should be easy because it is something that you like to eat in the summertime. This is a cone, like an ice cream cone. If we were to flip it over, you could see the cone part of it. You also see these in the street sometimes when there's people working on the street and they put these out to tell the cars not to go there. Usually they're orange and kind of looks like a birthday hat also.
It is a cone. How can you describe a cone? It has curved sides and one flat face. What are some things you know that have this shape? An ice cream cone and a party hat have the same shape as a cone. Now you know what solid figures are and you can look for them in the classroom, in the environment, and at home.
All right, so you will need this page. We're going to work on this together. It is not very hard, like I said, so we'll go over it. Now, we have been learning about our plane shapes, just our flat shapes, like a triangle, a circle, a square, or a rectangle, okay? So we said that those were flat, usually drawn on paper or on the computer screen or on the board. Today we are talking about solids, so something that is three-dimensional that you can hold in your hand. All right, and I have some solids here I'm going to get out to show you. So this is a cube, okay? A cube has all squares, so that side's a square, this side's a square, 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 and then a square over here and a square over there. So it has all flat sides. It has corners or points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, where the flat sides come together. So I can hold this in my hand. We are going to think of some things that are shaped like cubes, and we're going to draw one of them in box number 1 there. So I'm going to just do an easy one here. Maybe when you get a birthday present and it comes in a box. So when we draw plane shapes or flat shapes, we practiced just like that, right? But when we want to make this into a three-dimensional shape, into a solid, we have to add a few little things to our drawing here to make it seem like it's a 3D shape. And I'm not the best drawer, but I am going to give it a try. So I'm going to start again with a square, right? And then I'm going to do a line off the top and this line here, and I'll connect to those two. And then I'm going to do another line here, and I'll connect to those. And it kind of looks more like a box now, okay? So you can draw anything you want in box number 1 as long as it is a cube shape. I drew a box for mine. You can pick what you want to do and draw it for box number 1. Okay, go next door to number 2. In number 2, we are looking at a sphere. All right, so you can call it a ball. Up in the picture, it shows you a bowling ball. They told us earlier an orange or even a grape or something like that that is completely round, like a cherry maybe, could be in the shape of a sphere. So a sphere, it's not a circle. A circle is flat. A sphere I can hold in my hand has all curves. There's no flat parts. There's no pointy parts. So if I put it down, it would roll. All right, it does not have flat parts to stand up. In the box for number 2, we're going to draw something that is in the shape of a sphere. So think about it. Maybe you can draw a baseball. Maybe you can draw a soccer ball. Maybe you can draw a tennis ball. Not a football. Football is not in the shape of a sphere. A volleyball. Or something else that you can think of that is in the shape of a sphere. Go ahead and draw something for box number 2. All right, go down below to box number 3. In this one, we are talking about a cylinder or a can, okay, so the can shape. And when you look at the cylinder, it's got a flat circle on one side and then a flat circle on the other side. So it will stand up if you put it down, but then the sides are connected with a curve. So it doesn't have any points on it, because two straight lines are not coming together, but a curved line is coming together. So if we put it on its side, it would roll, if we stand it like this, it would stay there because it is flat on the top and on the bottom. Think about a soda can, a can of like hairspray, a can of soup. Sometimes people say like a pencil or even a marker is flat on the bottom, and if I had the cap on it, it would be flat on the top and then curved on the sides. So for number 3, you are going to draw something that's in the shape of a cylinder, and I will kind of show you here. If you make like a skinnier circle, and then you do your 2 lines down on the side, and then you just kind of connect the bottom a little bit with a curve there, it could look like a cylinder, okay, or a can. Sometimes you can see the bottom part like that too. So you draw a cylinder or a can of something at the bottom for number 3. Okay, number 4 is called a rectangular prism. So it has all flat sides, it has pointy parts or corners, it has rectangles. These are rectangles, 2 lines are long, 2 lines are short, and then it also has squares. Okay, so it's made up of rectangles and squares for the rectangular prism. I always like to think of boxes for this, like when you get new shoes and they come in a shoe box. That's usually a rectangular prism. What else? Maybe like a type of a pizza box. I've never really measured a pizza box before, but that might be like that. Some furniture in your house, like your coffee table in your living room, or maybe like the top of your dresser where you keep your clothes could be like a rectangular prism. So for number 4, we are going to draw something that's like a rectangular prism, kind of like we did with the box, except we're going to make a rectangle. And then we can draw our sides like that and our top like that to show that it's more like a box shape for our rectangular prism. So draw something that you can think of for number 4 that shows us our rectangular prism. Okay, and then the last one, number 5. The shape we're going to look at is the cone. So a cone has a point on one side and a flat circle on the other side. So it could stand up like this on the flat part, but if you have it on its side, it will roll because it's round on the sides. Okay, so it can be this way and still be a cone. It doesn't matter which way you have it. All right, so for our cone down below for number 5, you can draw an ice cream cone, you can draw a party hat, you can draw like a traffic cone where they're fixing the road maybe. So you might want to draw a round part at the bottom and then it goes up to the point on the top there. Okay, so go ahead and draw something for number 5 that is a cone shape, maybe like at Halloween, a witch's hat. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open up your paper to the inside. All right, on the inside, look at number 1. Well, first look at the directions. It says, look at the solid figure, then circle the objects that have the same shape. So the solid figure is the shape that is first there. That's what we call them. And then we have other shapes going across the row of objects in real life. So the first one is the rectangular prism. It has the rectangles and the squares. They're showing us a glass of juice, a toolbox, a bowling ball, and a book. So they circled the toolbox and the book are similar in shape to the rectangular prism. If you go down to number 2, this shape is the sphere, the ball shape. Look across that row, there's the basketball, the bucket, the eraser, and the tennis ball. Circle the one that is the same shape as the sphere, or there's 2 to circle for this one. The basketball and the tennis ball are the same shape as the sphere. Number 3 is the cylinder or the can shape. We have an apple, a can of peaches, a jar of peanut butter, and a football. Circle 2 that are in the same shape as the cylinder at the beginning. The peaches and the peanut butter are both cylinder shaped. Go over to the other side. We have a cube. The cube is made of all squares, all flat sides. Your choices are a box, a wheel, a jack from the game of jacks, and I don't know what that is. Maybe like a piece of a game, like a game piece. Circle the 2 things that are the same shape as the cube at the beginning. You should have circled the box and the blue cube. Number 5, a cone shape, pointed and then flat on the other side. We have a starfish, an ice cream cone, a megaphone, and an orange. Which ones are the same shape as the cone at the beginning? The ice cream cone and the megaphone. Number 6, again with the sphere, we have a tissue box, I think, a soccer ball, a top, and some type of melon there. Circle the ones that are the same shape as the sphere. And down at the bottom, what comes next in the pattern? So first we have to look at the pattern. Cone, cone, sphere, cone, cone, sphere, cone, cone, sphere. What should come next? You should be drawing a cone. Cone would come next in the pattern. So draw your cone on the line for what comes next, and then turn to the back page. Okay, when you're ready, look at number 8. Petra is looking for a solid figure. It looks like a box where each flat surface is the same. What solid figure is it? So we have 2 that we've talked about today that have all flat surfaces. All right, so when we look at those 2, we can figure out maybe which one she's looking for. We have the rectangular prism. Sorry, the brightness is messed up here. The rectangular prism has rectangles and squares that are all flat surfaces. And then the cube has all squares for flat surfaces. So if Petra's solid figure is a box where each side is the same, I think we are going to use the cube. The cube has each side the same. So you are going to draw a picture here of a cube. If you wanted to write the word cube, you can. It has magic E at the end, giving all of its power to the U. If you wanted to draw a picture, start with a square. Draw your lines on the side and the top to show that it is a cube. Go over to number 9. Juan said that his solid figure will roll, but it will not roll in a straight line. What solid figure does he have? All right, so we need to do a little experiment here. Let me get on my floor. So we want one that will roll. So here is our cylinder. If we put it on its side, it will roll. Ready? There, it's going straight now. All right, let's try our cone. The cone will roll if I put it on its side. It does not roll in a straight line though. It goes around but doesn't go in a straight line. And then we also have this sphere, and let's see if I can roll that one. And that one will roll straight, and now my dog thinks that's her toy. All right, so out of our ones that will roll we had the sphere, the cone, and the cylinder. But it says the one that will not roll in a straight line, and that one was the cone. The cone did not roll in the straight line. So we are going to, if you want to write the word cone, you can. Again, Magic E gives its power to the O to make it say cone. Or you can draw a picture of a cone for number 9. All right, and then down below for number 10, Amy is bouncing a ball, which is the same shape as her ball. Easy peasy. Which one is the shape of a ball? Letter B. Down below it says draw a tower you could make with some solid figures and write their names. You do not have to write their names, although they are on the inside of your math paper if you want to. In order to make a tower, you have to have some that are going to stack, that have flat parts at the bottom. So you can't go like this. That won't work if it's a rounded part. It has to be able to stack on a flat part. That also will not work. So go ahead and draw your own tower. I am also going to do a brain pop with you today about these solid figures.
Wow, Moby, that looks achoo. Sorry, Moby. I think you dropped this. What is a cube? A cube is a solid shape. It has 6 faces or flat sides. The faces on a cube are all squares. There are 12 edges where the faces meet, and there are 8 vertices or corners. Plenty of things are shaped like cubes, like an ice cube, a number cube, or a box of tissues. What is a rectangular prism? Just like a cube, a rectangular prism has 12 edges and 8 corners or vertices. You're right, Moby. These solid shapes both have 6 faces. But most faces of a rectangular prism are shaped like rectangles. And all the faces on a cube are squares. Tons of things are shaped like rectangular prisms, like a juice box, radio, and even a thin piece of paper. Some buildings are shaped like rectangular prisms too. What is a pyramid? This pyramid has 8 edges and 5 vertices or corners. There are 5 faces, and 4 of them are shaped like triangles. The base is the face on the bottom. The base of this pyramid is square. But I've definitely seen pyramids with bases that are different shapes. I guess the sides of any pyramid are triangles, and they all meet at one vertex. When I think of pyramids, I think of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. What is a cylinder? It has no vertices and a curved surface. Two faces on a cylinder are circles. A cylinder can roll. A can of tuna, a penny, and a spool of thread are all cylinders. You know what's really cool? The curved part of a cylinder is actually a rolled up rectangle. What is a cone? A cone is a solid figure with one face, which is at its base. It's shaped like a circle. It has one point and a curved surface. A funnel, a traffic cone, and an ice cream cone are all cones. There's one more solid shape here. What is a sphere? A sphere has no faces, no edges, and no vertices. It's curved and round, so a sphere can roll. A ball, marble, globe, and an orange are all spheres. Sorry about the mess, Moby. Hey,